Now we are going to discuss about thread priorities. First of all, let's understand what are these priorities. Priorities are nothing but some integer numbers. So whenever a thread is created, that thread is going to get some number. That number is called as a priority. Okay, and these thread priorities ranges from 1 to 10. 1 being the low priority, 5 the normal priority, 10 is the highest priority. As you can see the bottom of the slide, so 1 is called as a minimum priority or low priority, 5 is called as a normal priority, and 10 is called as a maximum priority. So 10 means the highest priority. And in the previous videos we discussed that including main thread, whenever a thread is created, by default it is going to get the thread priority as 5. Okay, and see the first point here, thread priorities are used by the thread scheduler. Who is going to use that? Thread scheduler. It is nothing but a small software to decide when each thread should be allowed to run. I will explain this, don't worry about that. Second point, in theory, higher priority threads get more CPU time than the lower priority threads. Obviously, a thread which is having the high priority will be executed for more amount of time than a thread which is having the low priority. Let's understand it in a better way. Take this example. This is a CPU, and I told you thread scheduler is a small software, so which is going to decide which thread has to be executed first, which one next, what is the next one, and what is the next one. So thread scheduler is the one which is going to decide which thread has to execute at this point of time. And assume that at this point of time there are 4 threads waiting. All these are the 4 threads, and observe their priorities. This first thread priority is 5, next one is 10, next one is 1, next one is 5. As I told you, which one will be given high priority? A thread having the max priority, that is given the high priority. So this thread scheduler will send a signal to CPU to go and execute the thread 2 because it is having the high priority. So after completion of that, here we are having 2 threads with same priority, so randomly any one will be selected. Assume that the first thread was selected and it will be executed, and next thread 4 will be executed by the CPU, and next thread 1 is going to be executed. And remember, in these executions or in these thread executions, CPU, I mean not CPU, this thread 2 is going to get more amount of time. That means, for example, in my previous classes, I have explained you what is the meaning of context switching, right? So what is the meaning of context switching? CPU is going to move from one thread to the other thread, right? So it is not going to completely execute this thread 2 until its completion. So some amount of time it is going to execute. This one stops here at this point. It will go to other thread like thread 1 and executes it for some amount of time, right? And again go to another thread and executes it for some amount of time. Like that, CPU is going to switch from one thread to the other thread. That kind of process is called as a context switching or thread switching. So in this process of switching, let's understand that thread 2 is going to execute more amount of time. For example, if thread 2 is executed for 10 milliseconds, after that thread 1 executes for only 5 milliseconds, assume like that, and thread 4 is executed for again 5 milliseconds, whereas thread 1, or I mean thread 3, which is having only low priority, executes for only 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, so What we have to understand here is higher priority thread will be executed more amount of time. Okay, right. Let's go back to our discussion. So in theory, higher priority threads get more CPU time than lower priority threads. Next, a higher priority thread can also preempt a lower priority one. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of preemption? Preemption means forcibly doing something. Let's understand that point by taking a simple example. So here, assume that CPU is executing thread 1, which is having the priority as 5. So while it is being executed, assume that in the middle of its execution at this point, for example, another thread has entered into the system for execution. Now this its name is, for example, thread 2. So what is the priority of this newly entering thread? Priority is 10. And what is the currently executing thread priority? It is 5. So obviously 10 is higher than this 5. So now what CPU has to do? CPU has to give preference to this preference to a thread which is having the highest priority. So it will stop executing this. And it will be connected to thread 2 and starts executing this thread 2. So that is the meaning of this point. A higher priority thread can also preempt a lower priority one. What is the meaning of preemption? Forcibly taking the control. So forcibly this thread 1 is going to be stopped and thread 2 is going to be executed. That is the meaning of forcibly. Okay. See the next point. This point what we have discussed just now. For example, when a lower priority thread is running and just a higher priority thread resumes, or it has newly entered, or previously it has been stopped for some reason, like it has entered into a sleeping state or waiting for some input output operation, and after completion of that it has again resumed. Okay, in that case higher priority thread will be given the execution when compared to the lower priority thread. So it will happen forcibly. That is a important term we have to remember. In theory, threads of equal priority should get equal access to the CPU. What is the meaning of this? Well, theoretically, assume we have 4 threads which are having same priority like 5. Okay, so according to theory, because all these threads are having same priority, we assume that the CPU is going to fairly share its time among all these 4. But when it comes to practical, it may not be possible, or it may not be true, because it depends upon what kind of operating system you are using on your computer and how multitasking was implemented in that operating system. So we cannot say that even if 3 or 4 threads having the same priority being executed, they all will get the same amount of CPU time. It's not possible. Theoretically it is correct, but practically it may not be possible. Okay, and if you want to know the current priority of any thread, you have to use this method. What is the method name? Get priority method, which is present in a class called thread class. So this is the signature of this final int get priority. So what is the return type? Return type is integer. What is the meaning of integer? If you use this method on any thread, you are going to get its priority. Or after all, integers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. So its return value is integer, and it is a final method. Okay, and this table we have seen it earlier itself. So 1 is the minimum priority, 5 is the normal priority, and 10 is the maximum priority. Now, if you want to change the priority of any thread, for example, initially if it is having thread priority as 5, and if you want to change it to 10, you can do that by using a method called set priority. Okay, so this is a signature of that final void set priority, and you have to provide the level as the parameter. Okay, something like 10, 8 or 5. If it is initially having only 1 as low priority, if you want to change it to 5, you can do that, right? You have to provide the value here. Here level specifies the new priority for the calling thread. Okay, and the values of level must be within the range min priority and max priority. So the minimum value you have to give is 0, and maximum value you have to give to this is the minimum value is 0 and maximum value you can provide is 10. So do not cross these boundaries. Currently these values are 1 and 10. Okay, and right, we have a small note here. These priorities are defined as static final variables in the thread class. So thread is a class, right? It will contain variables and methods. So this min priority and max priority as well as a norm priority, all these are present as variables in the thread class. Okay, now let's see the example. It's a very simple example program. So the class name is priority demo, and first of all this is your main method. Okay, the first thing what we have to give what we have to do is get the reference of your thread. Of course this is a main thread, right? So even if this main thread is going to be created automatically in the background, so if you want to get the reference of that main thread, use the current thread. So in the previous videos I have explained this clearly. If you want, you can go to the previous videos and learn there. So thread T is equal to thread dot current thread. So what is the meaning of this statement? You are trying to obtain the reference of your main thread. So now T is going to have the reference. So now using this T only, you are going to change, or if you want to know the priority, all these things you can do by using this T only, right? So if you want to know the priority, use the get priority method, right? So default priority of main thread is, I told you now, whenever any thread is newly created, it is going to get the priority as 5. So in the output you are going to get as a 5. Now change its priority from 5 to 10 by using the set priority, right? So after changing the priority, you try to check it whether it has been changed or not. After change, priority of main thread is T dot get priority. Now if you see the output of this, so what is the command for compilation? Java C, the class name is priority demo dot Java. Compile it. Yes, now execute it. So Java priority demo and press enter. Yes, you got the output as a default priority of main thread is 5. So initially it is 5 and you have changed it. After change, priority of main thread is 10. So this is the output of the program.